Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We begin with some breaking news on this Fox 61 News at 6, where firefighters are investigating a house fire in Killingly right now. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez. We know one person had to be transported to the hospital by helicopter after the fire started. The house is in Killingly, as I mentioned, on Hartford Pike. State police say the fire was reported around 1:30 this afternoon. Everyone inside the home was able to get out, but one person did have serious injuries. And that was the person who had to be airlifted. The area is closed off right now while the investigation continues. First responders say this will be a long night for them, so people are being advised to avoid the area altogether. We'll have much more on this house fire tonight on the Fox 61 News at 10 and 11. Well, right now, after more than 20 hours of continuous search in the Housatonic River, the search for a missing boy has been suspended. Officials tell us the boy fell in while on the boat ramp off Birdseye Dock. First responders launched a large search and rescue operation yesterday, but now that operation has switched to recovery. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson's in Stratford with the latest on this tragedy, as a strong current has forced those search crews to stay out of the water.
Yeah, that boy has still yet to be found. Crews were here, including the Coast Guard, fire, and police departments, as well as mutual aid from other departments to try to find the 6-year-old. But after searching areas they believe the 6-year-old could have gone, they called off the active search with the exception of the dive team. A tragedy in Stratford as a community rallies behind a family that just lost their child. Stratford Police Detective Bureau Captain Jerry Pinto says the boy fell into the Housatonic River around 1:30 p.m. Wednesday, and after a lengthy search and rescue effort, operations have now shifted to recovery.
We're hopeful that we find the boy today. The currents are strong, and it's murky. It's not easy to do it, and that's why we count on the people in the area to come mutual aid.
It was a shock to so many in the community when it happened, including Pastor Peter Adamski.
We were having lunch sometime after 1 o'clock. We noticed a lot of activity on the river with police boats and helicopters in the air, and we thought it was some big training exercise. We had no idea that it would turn out to be this tragedy.
According to police, a worker at United Illuminating attempted to save the boy shortly after he fell in, but to no avail.
I cannot imagine the grief and heartache that those parents are going through right now. It pains my heart. And I've been praying. I just was walking by here and I just blessed all of these volunteers to please, Lord, help them find this child.
Officer Pinto helped spearhead active search operations Thursday morning.
This is one of the most toughest things that you could ever do during your career, is the death of a young boy or a young child like that.
Stratford Fire Chief Jermaine Atkinson also helped lead efforts and says the active search had been called off with the exception of the dive team.
As the currents increase, our dive operations will eventually cease, and then we will wait until we can, nature takes its course and we can see where the body may be recovered. For our local fishermen, local boaters on the water, if you see something, please call it in to Stratford, so that way we're aware of it and we can kind of connect the puzzle pieces together for this family and offer them some closure.
Chief Atkinson said they did everything they could for surface searches like this one based on the resources that they have provided to them, and now they're asking for the public's help. Chief Atkinson said the boy had on a light blue colored shirt and dark colored jeans when he fell in, and if you see anything that could help lead them to finding the 6-year-old, please don't hesitate to reach out to Stratford Fire and Police. In Stratford, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
And a police investigation is underway after 2 people were shot in Hartford. It happened early this morning. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules spoke with the police department. She has more about the investigation.
Police say the shooting happened just before 4 o'clock in the morning here on Park Street. When police arrived, they found a man in his 40s who had been shot multiple times. They also found a woman in her 30s who was shot once. Police say the woman's injury is non-life-threatening.
They both were transported to Hartford Hospital, where the male has since been upgraded to stable condition.
Lieutenant Aaron Boisvert with the Hartford Police Department says because of the time of the shooting, there weren't many witnesses.
There was some evidence left behind that obviously has to be tested both forensically, ballistically. That takes a little while.
Hartford Police Major Crimes and Crime Scene Divisions have taken over the investigation. As of August 7th, there have been 45 shootings in the city of Hartford this year. Despite the high number, Lieutenant Boisvert says shootings are on the decline compared to previous years.
We are still in a historic low. Even after I say those numbers, we are still in a historic low. We're at 61 at this time last year. So violence, while it is still here, unfortunately, it is not as violent as been in previous years.
Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to contact the police department's tip line. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
We've learned the names of the men involved in a Wyndham motorcycle crash last night. We're told someone involved actually took off from the scene. Janice Santiago and Roberto Acevedo were seriously hurt in that crash on Club Road. Santiago had to be airlifted to the hospital. State police are still looking for the third motorcyclist. If you saw what happened, give state police a call. A man was hit and killed crossing Foxen Boulevard in New Haven Saturday night. Police say 58-year-old Jamie Melendez Martinez was walking outside the crosswalk when he was struck by a car heading toward Quinnipiac Avenue. The driver left the scene but later turned themselves in at the police department. The investigation is still going on. Nice, beautiful weekend ahead. Meteorologist Sam Samperi is here with a first check of the forecast. Sam, we've gone a little while without some rain.
Yes, and we're not going to have rain for the foreseeable future. So, we've had quite a bit of rain the last few years, in the last few summers, and this one here, we're getting more normal, and now we might be below normal by the end of next week if we don't get anything. It's beautiful, though. It's 77 degrees. Let's enjoy the dry, beautiful weather for the next week, although it will start turning very hot also. 70s to near 80. We have dew points that are comfy, 40s and 50s now. We have a nice southerly flow off the ocean. It's not the humid air mass. This is the clean, cool air mass. You got some cluster of storms up in the Berkshires and Adirondacks, but not bothering us. Lows down into the 50s and lower 60s and mid 50s in some of the cooler towns. And for tomorrow, yeah, your pool forecast will be fine. Lots of sunshine, high temperatures around or just over 80. Coming up, I'll detail the weekend. I already kind of gave you a preview of the heat on the way on your Fox 61 7-day forecast for next week. Sarah?
Thank you, Sam. State police arrested a Wallingford man nearly 1 year after a deadly crash on I-395 in Lisbon. Investigators say Ray Torres was behind the wheel in August of 2024 when his passenger died at the scene. He was driving with a suspended license and under the influence. Troopers found Torres in New London this morning and took him into custody on several charges, including second-degree manslaughter. He's being held on $150,000 bond. A Meriden man's facing serious charges after causing a scare at Waterbury Superior Court. State police say Jose Torres set off a metal detector, threatened marshals, and then ran off. Waterbury police caught him nearby and recovered a loaded gun that he had tossed away while running. Troopers later found out he's a convicted felon and had 2 active arrest warrants. He's now held on $2 million bond. Waterbury man's facing serious prison time after pleading guilty to a federal gun charge tied to drug trafficking. 22-year-old Malik Wright admitted to having a loaded gun while selling fentanyl and cocaine. Police caught him last August after watching multiple drug deals and finding the gun and drugs stashed in an abandoned car. He has been in custody since then and faces at least 5 years in prison when he's sentenced this November. And we have new details tonight about an animal hoarding investigation in Cheshire. Police searched a home on Cook Hill Road last week and removed 13 cats and 1 dog. Since then, 6 more cats have been trapped and taken from the property. The local animal control facility, they say, is at capacity. So some animals have been placed at temporary shelters across Connecticut. State police say the homeowner has helped with this investigation. That homeowner has not been charged. A powerful day of remembrance and gratitude in New Britain. The community honored the courage and sacrifices of our nation's heroes. Fox 61's Raven Blue has this emotional ceremony, this National Purple Heart Day.
A moment of reflection, remembrance, and respect. That is what Thursday's ceremony in New Britain was all about for the unveiling of the new Purple Heart Monument.
I wanted to cry, still do.
Fernando Panico, a 3-time Purple Heart recipient, gathered at Central Park Thursday with other veterans, families, and community members for the unveiling of a new monument that honors all Purple Heart recipients like him, a tribute to their courage and sacrifice, service members who have been wounded or lost their lives in combat.
I remember first when I got stepped to the mine.
The dedication ceremony took place on National Purple Heart Day, a fitting date to reveal the tribute to the wounded warriors who quietly carry the scars of service, an event Stephen Wilk, another Purple Heart recipient, says was a proud moment to be a part of.
This monument is a beautiful monument as well, but it shows the support that is still going on, still going strong for not only just veterans, but specifically Purple Heart veterans and those who are combat wounded, those who lost their lives.
The idea for the monument sparked years ago, but after New Britain was named a Purple Heart City, local veteran groups joined forces to make the vision a reality.
To be a part of it is very important to me because it's a big part. Getting a Purple Heart, receiving, going to combat, being in the military is a huge important thing for veterans' lives.
A tribute standing out as a reminder that service to one's country often leaves invisible wounds, and those who bear them will never be forgotten.
You don't want the Purple Heart. It's not something that you strive for. People who received the Purple Heart, they fought hard, and they kept going.
Honor and respect for the people who earned it. They didn't ask to be the target practice. I didn't ask to get shot and stabbed.
In 2023, New Britain became a part of the Purple Heart Trail, a symbolic network of roads, highways, bridges, and other monuments across the country that honors those that were awarded the Purple Heart Medal. In New Britain, Raven Blue, Fox 61.
Thank you, Raven. The state treasurer's office announced a couple of new positions within his staff. Treasurer Eric Russell announced Denise Stake has been promoted to Deputy Chief Investment Officer for the state of Connecticut. She'll help manage more than $50 billion in pensions and trust funds for retired teachers and state workers. Treasurer Russell also announced Amit Agarwal, who will assume the role as Principal Investment Officer for Real Assets. He says both leaders will strengthen the state's investment team.